Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. Tunneling Clan. Xiao Yuan's face had clearly trembled slightly when Xiao Yan uttered those words. He immediately inhaled a breath of deep air. His eyes stared sternly at Xiao Yan as he asked, "Why would you ask this?" Uncle Xiao Yuan should be aware that the Han clan possessed the Nihility, Devouring Flame, right? Xiao Yang verified. Yes. Back then, I have once exchanged blows with the Nihility, Devouring Flame and seriously injured it. After which, there has been no longer any news of it. I should be recuperating. Xiao Yuan nodded and replied. Xiao Yang's brow twitched slightly. He once again inhaled a breath of cold air in his heart in the face of Xiao Yuan's strength. He had clearly witnessed the strength of the Nihility, Devouring Flame in the Yao realm. Despite the Yao clan using all of its strength to summon the soul fragment of Yao Di, the latter was still destroyed by the Nihility, Devouring Flame. It was unexpected that the frighteningly strong Nihility, Devouring Flame, had been seriously injured by Xiao Yuan before. Xiao Yang exchanged glances with Yao Ling beside him. After which, he began to describe all that had happened in the Yao realm in detail. This included the Chuling clan, that the Nihility, Devouring Flame had turned into. How could this be possible? How can the Nihility, Devouring Flame turn into the Tunneling clan? Some elders exclaimed in disbelief after Xiao Yang had spoken. Uncle Xiao, just what exactly is this Tunneling clan? Xiao Yang frowned slightly as he looked at Xiao Yuan. The latter's brow had been tightly knitted together. The Tunneling clan is an extremely mysterious clan during the ancient era. According to the records in the ancient books, it had once stirred countless bloody storm over the Dochi continent. Xiao Yuan sighed. His tone was grave as he said, "It is common knowledge that the inheritance of the ancient clans relies on their bloodline strength. If the clan's bloodline strength become exhausted, the clan will be no different from an ordinary person. In summary, every ancient clan will have a time when their bloodline becomes exhausted. Of course, the precondition is that the clan does not produce any other elite Do Di again." Xiao Yang nodded quietly. It was precisely because the bloodline strength of the Xiao clan was exhausted that the Han clan had the opportunity to destroy it. There will ultimately be various kinds of mysterious things being formed in this world. The Tunneling clan is one of the. They possessed an extremely terrifying ability. This was the ability to devour the bloodline strength from other ancient clans in order to extend the time before the bloodline strength of the clan is exhausted. In order to allow the clan to continue surviving back then, the Tunneling clan had actually targeted the ancient clans. That was a great calamity of the Dochi continent. Many ancient clans were destroyed by the Tunneling clan. Moreover, the bloodline strength within the clans were all obtained by the Tunneling clan. This act of the Tunneling clan had undoubtedly angered the other ancient clans. At that time, many clans had formed an alliance to fight against the Tunneling clan together. That era was a time when the Tunneling clan was the overlord. Their strength was far from what any other clan alone could compare with. While the Tunneling clan was powerful, it was ultimately unable to fight against the combined strength of the many ancient clans. Finally, the Tunneling clan was destroyed. The surviving members of the Tunneling clan fled in all directions, as they were continuously chased by everyone. Since that time, the Tunneling clan had never been able to rise again. It had even slowly disappeared from the world and was never mentioned again. Xiao Yuan's eyes slowly narrowed after he spoke until this point. He slowly said, "I recall that the last clan head of the Tunneling clan seemed to have been killed by the Han clan." Oh? Many people within the large hall had a change in expression upon hearing these words. It seemed that the Tunneling clan had completely vanished from the world ever since that time. However, it seems that the Han clan has continued to exist until now. A glint flashed across Xiao Yuan's eyes. It seemed as though he had thought of something. Could it be that the Han clan is the Tunneling clan? Xiao Yang asked in disbelief. I don't think so, According to the records in the ancient books, the Tunling clan had also attacked the Hun clan back then. However, they were eventually repelled. Perhaps, the Hun clan had obtained something from the last clan head. This had allowed them to survive for so many years until now, Gu Yuan slowly said. Clan head, do you still remember those ancient clans that had declined or disappear one after another after the Do-Chi continent began to seldom produce any elite Do-Di? Some of the ways that those ancient clans had disappeared were quite mysterious. Now that I think about it, they were quite similar to what the Shi and Ling clan had experienced. Ji Yudao's expression was grave as he suddenly opened his mouth and said, "You mean, those ancient clans did not decline naturally? Instead, they were destroyed by the Hun clan?" Gu Yuan asked. After tens of thousands of years, those ancient clans from back then had been replaced countless of times. However, it seemed that only the Hun clan appear completely safe each time. Their bloodline strength appears as though it was endless. Perhaps I am not the only one who finds this strange. Due to this clan being mysterious and unfathomable, however, there was no means to go about investigating it even if one wished to do so. Now that Xiao Yan have said this, we have no choice but to doubt if this Hun clan possess an ability similar to the Tunling clan. If this is really the case, we will seem to be like a bloodline spring that had been domesticated by the Hun clan. Ji Yudao's expression was a little gloomy. His voice slowly resounded over the hall, causing a chill to rise from the bottom of everyone's hearts. There is no need to describe the Hun clan as being this terrifying. Even though they possess an ability similar to that of the Tunling clan, they do not have the ability to domesticate us. Otherwise, Hun Qiandi would not have been seriously injured by an all-out strike from Xiao Xian back then. Gu Yuan smiled faintly. Those elders sighed in relief after seeing his calm appearance. Since the Nihility devouring flame has appeared, it is likely that he has completely recovered from his injuries. In this way, however, I am aware of how the Hun clan is able to avoid our probing. Gu Yuan's finger gently drew a circle in front of him. After which, he grabbed the circle in his hand and said, "This is because he had swallowed the entire realm into his body." Hiss. Many people within the hall inhaled a breath of cold air upon hearing this. Swallowing the entire realm into his body. Was that really something that a human could do? He is not a human, Gu Yuan smiled calmly. A cold glint surged within his eyes. I have not fought with him for so many years. It seems that his control over the devouring power has been increasing. Back then, he still had difficulty pulling something like this off. As for the matter of the Nihility devouring flame transforming into the members of the Tunling clan that Xiao Yan had described, perhaps he is the true reason why the Hun clan is able to survive for such a long time. Clan head, you mean, the Nihility devouring flame had devoured the last clan head of the Tunling clan. This has allowed it to gain such a mysterious ability. A white-haired old man beside Ji Yudao spoke in a somewhat hoarse voice. This should be the case. Otherwise, I am really unable to think of how the Hun clan is able to obtain the ability of the Tunling clan. Ji Yuan nodded. His eyes were slightly lowered and an icy cold murderous intent flashed across them. The existence of this Nihility devouring flame was far too great of a threat to their ancient clans. They must find a way to eliminate it. The hall had also become quiet because of this. No one spoke. None of them had expected that the Hun clan was actually still hiding such things. Moreover, the main reason for them to lean backwards at a loss was the existence of the Nihility devouring flame. The Hun clan had attacked the Ling, Shu and Yao clans. It is likely that they have two aims. One is to gather bloodline strength while the other is naturally the Chu Shi ancient god Jade. It seems Hun Qiandi is unable to endure any longer. Gu Yuan lifted his head. His eyes looked at the empty space. Those sharp eyes seemed to have penetrated through the space and see the scene he was thinking of in his heart. Hun Qiandi, Heaven Emperor, Xiao Yang muttered softly. This name was incomparably overbearing. However, this person did indeed possess the capital to have such a name. The only person standing at the peak of the top experts on the continent who could fight him was likely Ji Yuan. Uncle Jiyu, how do you plan to deal with them? The Han clan already possess 4 pieces of ancient jades in their hands. They will likely try to obtain the other 4 pieces. At that time, they will obtain the Chu Shi ancient god cave, and they might even be able to obtain a secret to advance to the Do Di class. At that time, no one on the Do Chi continent will be able to fight with him. The life and death of everyone will be controlled by the Han clan. Xiao Yan's eyes stared intently at Jiyu Yuan as he spoke in a deep voice. Without realizing it, they had actually already descended into such an urgent situation. This slow method that the Han clan had used to kill them off was draining their strength a little at a time. If this continued, it was likely that the most tragic scene would be enacted. Jiyu Yuan's expression was as deep as water. No one knew what he was thinking. The other elders of the Jiyu clan had also remained quiet. Although the incident that had occurred caused them to feel uneasy, if they were to decide to start a war with the Han clan, it would definitely be an extremely miserable big war. They might win or lose in this war. The victor survives while the loser would be left with nothing. Even someone as strong as Jiyu Yuan had difficulty making a quick decision when it came to such a choice. Uncle Jiyu, currently only 3 of the 8 ancient clans, with the exception of the Han clan, still survives. If another clan is eliminated, we will perhaps only be able to sit back and wait to die. Xiao Yan finally opened his mouth and spoke in a deep voice after the pressuring silence continued for a couple of minutes. Fight and there will still be a chance to survive. Continue doing nothing and the incident that the Ling, Sha and Yao clans had experienced will definitely descend upon us. Xiao Yang suddenly raised his voice, causing the bodies of many elders to tremble slightly. Their eyes looked at Yao Ling beside Xiao Yang. The latter's face was filled with grief. Her clan was destroyed and she was homeless. All of the usual haughtiness had vanished. The many pairs of eyes slowly shifted towards Jiyu Yuan on the leader's seat. It seemed that they were awaiting his decision. Jiyu Yuan slowly sighed in front of the many pairs of eyes. He lifted his head and looked at Xiao Yang, only to smile. Good little fellow, you are indeed bold. Someone, send a message to the Yang and Lei clan. Invite their clan leaders to come and discuss the matter of life and death. Xiao Yang's tensed heart also let out a heavy sigh after hearing Jiyu Yuan's words. He had already personally witnessed the frightening strength of the Han clan. Other than the Jiyu clan, it was likely extremely hard to find any other faction on the Do Chi continent other than the Jiyu clan, which could fight it. If the Jiyu clan still choose to do nothing, the Sky Mansion Alliance would likely be faced with a threat to its survival. The many elders from the Jiyu clan, within the large hall also revealed a somewhat complicated expression, after seeing Jiyu Yuan making his decision. They understood that the Jiyu clan would not be able to change its decision after today. The 2 largest super factions on the Do Chi continent was finally able to fight again, after 1,000 years. Moreover, this time around, it would likely be a real life and death battle. The victor survives while the loser dies. Jiyu Yuan's decision quickly spread to the entire upper echelon of the Jiyu clan. In an instant, the atmosphere within the Jiyu realm became a little tense. Many experts were being dispatched to the central plains to closely monitor every action of the Han clan. Xiao Yang did not immediately leave the Jiyu realm, while the Jiyu clan had entered into a cautious state. There was still quite a lot of energy from the Tier 9 mysterious pill lingering within his body. Having these energy remaining in his body was not beneficial to him. Hence, he must swiftly refine it. Otherwise, these wild and violent energy might once again cause him body some harm. A bamboo house stood on a quiet mountain. Gentle breeze blew and the bamboo forest swayed. It appeared just like a green ocean wave. Xiao Yang Ge, the medicinal ingredients you need are all here. Is there anything else that you are missing? Zana stood prettily within the bamboo house. Her elegant clothes could not hide her alluring beautiful figure. Her unusually exquisite pretty face contained a gentle smile. Any heroic-like person would become soft under that smile. Many jade boxes were floating in front of Zana. Various shocking energy was vaguely scattered from within the jade boxes. Clearly, they were not ordinary things. Xiao Yan randomly glanced with his eyes before focusing on the most beautiful figure. He stepped forward and hooked with his arm. The delicate wrist was unceremoniously pulled into his embrace as he laughed. I am still lacking a beauty. Zana's pretty face turned slightly red upon hearing Xiao Yang teasing her. She glared at him, only to appear extremely enchanting. This caused Xiao Yang to feel his eyes becoming a little heated. The temptation, when this goddess, like beauty in the hearts of the younger generation of the Jiyu clan, revealed such a bewitching expression, was really irresistible. Zana gently leaned in Xiao Yang's embrace. Her somewhat icy cool hand suddenly removed Xiao Yang's clothes gently. A couple of finger-large red bloody scars were revealed. It had been left behind by one of the 4 demon saints of the Hun clan, Hun Yang, back at the Yao realm. Although the injury had been turned into a couple of shallow bloody scars, it was still possible to guess just how serious the injury was back then. Zana's finger touched these bloody scars. Those crystal-like clear eyes revealed a little heartache. She gently clenched her teeth and softly said, "These fellows from the Hun clan really deserve to die." "Ha ha, it is only a small wound," Xiao Yang laughed. He quickly held Zana's face and directly bit on her gently lips. After which, he finally laughed loudly and released her face, which had become embarrassed. His body moved and he appeared on the bed. With a wave of his hand, the many jade boxes split apart and turned into various medicinal ingredients, which floated in front of him. "Zana, help me stand guard. I need some time to refine the mysterious pill's medicinal strength in my body. Try to prevent anyone from disturbing me during this period of time." Xiao Yang's expression became grave as he entered into a serious topic. He let out a low cry and little Yi swiftly appeared on his shoulder. It widened its mouth. A fire cauldron flew out and directly absorbed all of these floating medicinal ingredients. The redness of Zana's face slowly diminished after she saw Xiao Yang began his refinement. She nodded gently and softly withdrew from the room. She flipped her hand and shut the door. Only then did her hand touch her lips. Her eyes revealed a gentle expression. "Ha ha, young miss." An elderly laughter suddenly sounded from behind Zana while she was being absent-minded. Zana hurriedly turned around and looked at Lingying a short distance behind. Her pretty face reddened as she immediately grinned and said, "Old Ling." Lingying smiled kindly. He walked to Zana's side and his eyes looked into the room. Suddenly, he muttered to himself, "Young Mrs. Eyesight is indeed far from this blurry old eyes of mine can compare with. Although I have sensed that young Master Xiao Yang's achievement in the future will likely be quite great back then, I have never imagined that he will be able to reach his current level." Zana smiled sweetly. Those sparkling pretty eyes contained some pride. She might still remain calm and indifferent when others praised her. However, if they were to praise Xiao Yang, her heart would involuntarily reveal a joy. Recalling what happened back then really leaves one absent-minded. Over a decade ago, young Master was still doing his best in order to defeat a mere Nalan Yangran. Now, however, even the clan head acknowledged his achievement. Lingyang laughed as he cherished those memories. He still remember that he had even secretly rapped Xiao Yang before. After all, the both of them were in 2 completely different worlds back then. At that time, Xiao Yang would not be able to successfully be with Zana no matter what. However, these decades of continuous effort had allowed the useless person from the Xiao clan back then to reach the peak of the continent. Zana sat on the stairs. Her hands held her cheeks and her pretty eyes appeared distant. Finally, she smiled gently. She was very fortunate that she had spent her childhood living in that small Wudan city. Regardless of whether it was now or in the future, the memories would be retained deep within her heart. The medicinal pills that Xiao Yang needed to refine were not of a very high tier. However, it was a little unfamiliar to him. This was because the medicinal pills had the effect of resolving the wild and violent force within the Tier 9 mysterious pill and allow him to successfully refine the energy from it. Although it was possible to gradually refine the medicinal strength by relying on the purifying demonic lotus flame, the speed of doing so was not only slower, but it would also result in quite a big loss for Xiao Yan. A Tier 9 mysterious pill was not something that he could simply refine as he pleased. If it was not because he had absorbed the energy of the other 3 embryonic pill, which resulted in some unexpected changes, it was impossible for him to really refine a Tier 9 mysterious pill. Since he had already consumed it, he must definitely maximize its effect. With Xiao Yang's current skill, he only required half a day or so to refine these medicinal pills. There were already 3 different colored medicinal pills floating in front of him when by sunset. The 3 medicinal pills were the size of a thumb. They had different colors, but were filled with spirituality. Xiao Yang opened his eyes. He widened his mouth and directly swallowed the 3 medicinal pills into his body. His body quickly moved and hurried into the fire cauldron in the midair. Little Yi waved its hand and a pink fire dragon wrapped around Xiao Yang's body. After the 3 medicinal pills entered Xiao Yang's body, most of the medicinal strength from the Tier 9 mysterious pill still lingering within it began to loosen. Adding the support from the purifying demonic lotus flame, the hard energy crystals were quickly melted. It turned into an extremely powerful liquid energy that flowed fiercely within Xiao Yang meridians. At the end, it even emitted waves of swoosh swoosh sound. Xiao Yang sat within the cauldron. His expression was solemn. With an increasing amount of energy being refined into powerful Do Qi that merged into his body, his aura, which had just broken through the 6-star Do Shin class, had gradually become firm and even showed signs of once again climbing slowly. The frightening strength of a Tier 9 mysterious pill was once again unleashed. This refinement by Xiao Yang continued for 10 days in the blink of an eye. During these 10 days, the energy of the Tier 9 mysterious pill within Xiao Yang's body had been refined a cluster at a time. Finally, it turned into churning Do Qi, which merged into his body. On the 11th day, Xiao Yang, who was in the cauldron, slowly opened his eyes. Immediately, many fire dragons rapidly entwined around his body. Finally, it turned into fire lines that were inhaled into his nose. The fire cauldron had also quietly disappeared. Xiao Yang's feet gently landed onto the ground. He shut his eyes and sensed his surroundings. A satisfied smile immediately rose onto his face. The result of this refinement was within his expectations. His strength was not only stabilized at the 6-star Do Shin class, but he had even leaped into the intermediate 6-star Do Shin class. This Tier 9 mysterious pill had actually allowed his strength to soar by 1 star. Its effect was really praiseworthy. A Tier 9 mysterious pill was indeed extraordinary. Unfortunately, at this level, my body has already become quite sensitive towards the medicinal strength. Even if I consume another Tier 9 mysterious pill in the future, it will likely not produce such a result. Unless I consume the even higher grade Tier 9 golden pill. Xiao Yang clenched his hand. He immediately felt some regret. If the Tier 9 mysterious pill still possessed such an effect, he would do his best to refine it a couple more times. After all, if he was to train normally, he would at least need many years in order to advance by 1 star. Yet, a Tier 9 mysterious pill was able to shorten this by dozens of times. Creak. The door was slowly pushed open as Xiao Yang ended his training. Zana smiling walked in. Her beautiful figure was full of temptation under the sunlight. Xiao Yang Ge, congratulations on the advancement of your strength. Xiao Yang smiled after seeing Zana's saucy smile. He rubbed his hands together. With his current strength, he was able to use the power of the 9 mysterious golden lightning. However, there was ultimately a limit to such a strength. Hence, he should not easily use it unless it came to a critical moment. Xiao Yang Ge, the members of the Yang and Lei clans have already arrived at the Jiyu clan. Father has said to invite you over. Oh? Have they finally arrived? Xiao Yang lifted his brow. He immediately nodded. Currently, he was not alone. There was still the Sky Mansion alliance behind him. Even an ancient clan, like the Jiyu clan, would not easily disregard this large faction on the Central Plains. Other than Xiao clan, which was the first to decline, the Jiyu and Hun clans should be considered the strongest amongst the 8 ancient clans. Ranked behind them were the Yang and Lei clan. The bloodline strength of both clans had not showed any signs of exhausting even after so many years. Hence, the clans were filled with talented individuals. Although they were unable to compare with the Jiyu and Hun clans, they were far stronger than the Yao, Shu and Ling clans could match. Perhaps it was this reason the two clans were not the first to be eliminated by the Hun clan. A soft persimmon was easy to squeeze. Clearly, the Yang and Lei clan were not included in this statement. Of course, after all the easy targets were destroyed, their turn would come sooner or later. The Jiyu clan appeared quite lively today. Being visited by the clan heads of the Yang and Lei clans was considered an important matter even to the Jiyu clan. Hence, their stance was extremely solemn. It could be considered to have given both clan heads sufficient face. By the time Xiao Yan and Zana had arrived outside the hall, the place was already filled with people. It clearly appeared exceptionally lively. Seated on the left of the leader's seat is the clan head of the Yang clan, Yang Jin. The two of them quietly snuck into the hall. After which, they headed towards a deserted spot. Zana's finger pointed at a middle-aged man, towards the left of the chief seat, and softly said. Xiao Yan's eyes looked in the direction where Zana was pointing towards. One could see a bright red-robed middle-aged man seated on a high chair. The man appeared to be in his 40s. He had a somewhat rough appearance. Both of his eyebrows were bright red in color. It appeared as though there were two burning flames. This person's aura is mellow and concealed. He appears just like a cluster of warm devouring flame. It is really quite incredible. However, the feeling he gives me is a little strange. Xiao Yang spoke with a grave expression. From his spiritual perception, the middle-aged man appeared just like a cluster of flame. Moreover, this flame was not hot. Instead, it appeared calm. This was the main reason for Xiao Yang's expression to be grave. The thing that surprised him was that he had actually felt a familiar feeling from within the body of this clan head of the Yang clan. He might only appear to be in his 40s, but he is an old demon who had lived for an unknowingly long time. Zana laughed gently and immediately said, Xiao Yang Ji, the control that this clan head of the Yang clan has over the flame has reached the pinnacle level. According to what father had said, there are two types of heavenly flames within his body. One is the ranked 17th Fire Mountain Rock Flame. The other type is the 9 Serene Golden Ancestor Flame ranked 7th on the Heavenly Flame ranking. Oh? The 9 Serene Golden Ancestor Flame has actually also landed in the hands of the Yang clan. Xiao Yang lifted his brow and spoke with a deeper meaning in his voice. In other words, the interior of his body also has emerged heavenly flame. It is a new heavenly flame from merging the 9 Serene Golden Ancestor and the Fire Mountain Rock Flame. Although its might could not be compared with your purifying demonic lotus flame, it is able to fight equally with my Gold Emperor incinerating heavenly flame, Zana smilingly said. The reason Xiao Yang Ji is able to merge heavenly flames is because of your Qi method. However, this clan head of the Yang clan completely relies on his control over the flames to merge the two heavenly flames. The difficulty involved is quite great. Xiao Yang's expression was slightly altered. This was the first time that he saw someone being able to not rely on the flame mantra to merge heavenly flames. He clearly understood the difficulty involved. Even with his current strength, it was likely extremely difficult for him to forcefully merge the two heavenly flames together by relying solely on his own strength. After all, the erosion properties of the heavenly flames was far too strong. He is indeed worthy of being the clan head of the Yang clan, Xiao Yang sighed softly. He could not help but admire the ability of this Yang Jin. However, Xiao Yang also understood that merging two types of heavenly flames should likely be Yang Jin's limit. If another type of heavenly flame was added, he would likely end up incinerating himself unless he reached THF Do Di class. There was no need to even mention merging 6 types of heavenly flames like Xiao Yang. On the right side of the chief seat is the clan head of the Lei clan, Lei Ying. His strength was similar to Yang Jin, which was at the 8-star Do Shin class. He is also the strongest expert within the Lei clan. Xiao Yan's eyes once again turned towards the other side. It was possible to see the metal tower-like man suddenly sitting up. His skin was a little black. This person was extremely eye-catching. It was as though there was a huge dragon swimming under the skin. A frightening strength was vaguely emitted. It caused the feet of those close to him trembled slightly. This Lei Ying greatly coveted battles. It was rumored that he had once fought with Elder Xiao Xian back then. However, he was defeated. Zana laughed softly and said, "Oh?" A surprise flashed across Xiao Yang's eyes. He was naturally unaware of these events that had occurred a long time ago. However, Ancestor Xiao Xian was basically the strongest person in this world back then. Yet, Lei Ying actually dared to fight him. It seemed that rumors of his desire to fight was indeed true. Zana. A figure suddenly snuck in from outside in a suspicious manner, while Xiao Yang and Zana were hiding in a corner and chatting away. Xiao Yang let out a low cry towards Zana. The both of them turned their heads and saw that the person was actually the second general of the Black Submerged Army, Jiu Hua, who had entered the Heavenly Tomb with Xiao Yang and the others back then. "What is it?" Zana glanced at him in a somewhat doubtful manner. He. Jiu Hua gave Xiao Yang and Zana an embarrassed smile. After which, he spoke with a bitter expression, "I am here to gather reinforcement." Xiao Yang duo were startled. They looked at Jiu Hua with stunned expressions, which clearly indicated that they were unaware of the latter's meaning. This was all caused by those fellows from the Lei clan. The moment they arrived at the Lei clan, they began to roam all around and purposefully provoke many from our Black Submerged Army to fight with them. In the end, those people could not restrain themselves and were angered. Moreover, they were completely beaten by the other party. How embarrassing. Jiu Hua rubbed his hands together and laughed bitterly. Although I am aware that this is the character of those people from the Lei clan, if we, as the big boss, do not step forward after our subordinates are beaten, it would really hurt them. Hence, the few of us had also intervened and ousted those fellows back. Xiao Yang involuntarily smiled. These people. Isn't it fine that you have ousted them? They are after all guests. Don't tell me that you are planning to give chase. Do you think that father and the clan head of the Lei clan aren't aware of this? However, it is just that they could not be bothered to deal with this matter between the younger generation. Zana rolled her eyes and said, "That's right. It is fine after we oust them." However, those fellows refused to admit defeat. They found some reinforcements that defeated Jiu Xing, Jiu Yao and I. Jiu Hua's expression was a little depressed. Being defeated in his home ground would more or less hurt his pride. After all, he was one of the 4 great generals of the Black Submerged Army. Isn't it fine to get Big Brother Qingyang to resolve this matter? He is the first general of the Black Submerged Army, the chief of the whole Black Submerged Army. Big Brother Qingyang was also defeated by that person. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come to look for you. Jiu Hua hesitated for a moment before he finally laughed bitterly. Oh? Xiao Yang's and Zana's expressions were finally slightly altered after hearing those words. The current Jiu Qingyang was an elite 2-star Do Xing. There was actually a member of the younger generation from the Lei clan who could defeat him. Could it be that person? Zana suddenly knitted her brow and asked. That's right. Jiu Hua nodded in a depressed manner. He remarked, "It is unexpected that he has actually become this strong." Who is that fellow? Xiao Yang asked with some curiosity. Lei Dong, the most dazzling genius within the Lei clan in hundreds of years. He had once stayed within the Lei realm lightning demon pool for 5 years, lasting 1 year longer than the record made by Lei Ying when he was younger. Although part of the reason is because of the grooming by the entire clan, there was no doubt about his ability or talent. It is rumored that the Lei clan is planning to groom him to be the next clan head. Zana mused for a moment before replying. Xiao Yang nodded slightly. It was unexpected that there would be such an outstanding member of the younger generation from within the Lei clan. It seemed that this Lei clan did indeed have a strong foundation. Additionally, the Lei clan has once come to the Jiyu clan with a marriage proposal. Moreover, many elders had approved of it at that time. However, this matter was subsequently temporarily shelved aside due to some other matters. The main characters of the marriage, which did not come to be, were Lei Dong and me. Zana spoke in a somewhat helpless manner. Xiao Yan was startled. It was unexpected that this person had actually tried snatching his future wife. Zana, although that fellow greatly covets battle, this place is after all the Jiyu clan. If those fellows are allowed to simply return after this, we will likely end up appearing inferior when we meet them in the future. Jiyu Hua rubbed his hands together and laughed. Therefore, Zana, can you lend a hand? Boring. A completely meaningless fight for one's pride. Zana glanced at Jiyu Hua and spoke indifferently. If you do not wish to intervene, why don't you ask brother-in-law Xiao Yang to help earn some pride for our black submerged army? Although even the clan head is satisfied with brother-in-law Xiao Yang, the brothers from the black submerged army has the numbers. We will ensure that your wedding is extremely lively when the time comes. Jiyu Hua was not anxious after hearing Zana's words. He directly turned towards Xiao Yang and smilingly said, "You?" A flush swiftly rose on Zana's pretty face after hearing Jiyu Hua's words. She immediately curled his mouth and said, "It seems that your target isn't me, but Xiao Yang Ge." Jiyu Hua laughed. His eyes were immediately heated as they looked at Xiao Yang. He laughed, "What do you say? Brother Xiao Yang, do you want to experience the ability of the younger generation of the Lei clan? Currently, big brother Qingyang is delaying them." Xiao Yang involuntarily smiled, after being stared at by Jiyu Hua's heated eyes. His heart involuntarily felt a special feeling. After having been interacting with those old demons, it seemed as though he had already forgotten about his age. According to his age, he should be currently like Jiyu Hua and the rest, who were experiencing a period of time when they were hard-edged and arrogant. "All right. We'll do as you say. Lead the way. Allow me to see just what ability that person who had attempted to snatch my wife has." This video will end here.